Well, good morning and welcome back to your Morning Manna. We're in a journey going through Ephesians 2, and yesterday we spoke about God's mercy and grace and what He saved us from, being an eternity of death, and as a result, how that changes the posture of our hearts and elicits gratitude from us. But today we're going to continue that conversation as we take a step further and focus not just on what He saved us from, but what He saved us for. So we left off at Ephesians chapter 2, verse 5. So let's go ahead and read that verse again just for context. But today we're going to look at verses 6 and 7. Verse 5 says this: "Even when we were dead in our trespasses, God made us alive together with Christ. By grace you've been saved." Verse 6, "And raised us up with Him and seated us with Him in the heavenly places in Christ Jesus, so that in the coming ages He might show the immeasurable riches of His grace and kindness toward us in Christ Jesus." You know, I've heard Pastor Michael define the word mercy as not getting what you do deserve. And that's really what we were talking about yesterday. We deserve eternal death, but Jesus saved us from that, and that is the picture of mercy. But in our reading today, we kind of see that taken one step further. This is the picture of grace. Pastor Michael defines grace as us receiving that which we don't deserve. So, in other words, mercy is avoiding the negative consequences that we do deserve, while grace is getting the positive benefits of something we never earned. Here's why that's important. If Jesus would have just saved us from an eternity of death, if that's all that He did, that would have been cool. However, that would have only brought us back to neutral. And don't get me wrong, like skipping out on an eternity of hell is pretty cool, but I think God's grace is more than just fire insurance. See, if we're only brought back to neutral, it wouldn't help as long as we sinned again. See, the moment we sinned again, the moment we slip up one more time, we'd be back in the same predicament, and we'd need saving all over again. So thank God for His mercy. Thank God that we're saved from that, but also thank God for His grace that propels us to so far beyond neutral. Thank God that His grace seats us in the heavenly places with Him to spend eternity forever. Essentially, Jesus traded places with us. He got everything we deserve while we get everything He deserves. He took on our punishment and not only gave us a pardon, He gave us His palace. He took our retribution and we get His reward. And yet again, here we find ourselves with an opportunity to be grateful. We have so much to be grateful for, don't we? And as we embody this attitude of gratitude, it not only affects our view of God, it really affects our everyday lives. Why don't you take the next few moments and give thanks to God for things in your everyday life. Give thanks to God for the people around you. Give thanks to God for your circumstances. And you know what? You may see your circumstances as bleak, but it's probably not as bleak as what we actually deserve. Even if the worst is happening to you right now, find something to be grateful for. And if nothing else, we have this one thing to be grateful for. God has given us this grace that allows us to spend eternity with Him, and that alone is worth giving Him thanks. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.